Hey Walter, how are you?
Good, Robert, how are you doing?
Doing well. We are in Mistletoe Heights. It's a historical neighborhood here in Fort Worth, Texas. I'm here with my good friend Walter Verdon, longtime CPA. And after a long battle with the insurance company, they've finally given you your brand new roof.
That's right.
Awesome. So we talked on the phone. We've got a Ludowici roof here. It's an old clay tile. This is the original roof to the house from 1924, 27, 1927, okay. And so the goal here is to preserve the historical integrity to this roof.
That's right.
So tell me a little bit about your historical society and why that's so important here.
So we live in Mistletoe Heights neighborhood here in Fort Worth, which is established between roughly 1914 and 1930, which most of the houses were built at that time. And someone bought and tore down a very large, beautiful home on the bluff, and the neighborhood got together and formed a historic overlay to prevent that from recurring, because it was a real shame to lose such a house. And so now with the historic overlay, the city generally works with the neighborhood to develop guidelines, and those guidelines are used to preserve similar materials as original construction and similar styles. So you couldn't necessarily paint our house bright pink. You know, that'd be impermissible.
And after a long battle with the insurance company, they've finally given you your brand new roof. So over the phone, you said you got a Ludowici tile here.
That's
the original tile to the roof. When was this house built?
1927.
Okay. We want to preserve as much of it as we can to keep the integrity of that historical overlay.
Sure, yeah, I mean, it's like living in a museum. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. They don't make them like this anymore.
No, they don't, no.
Okay, got a new job for the board, guys. It's going to be a good one. Walter Verdon called me over the weekend. He's finally got his insurance company to buy his roof. He said it's a Ludowici tile roof. The roof is the original one of the house from the 20s. And he wants to find tiles from the 20s that match what he currently has. So I got a funny feeling we're going to be on a goose chase looking for tile from the 20s. It's going to be an all hands on deck, just from experience with dealing with Ludowici in the past and finding that tile. I think we're just going to need to get over there and take a look at it and see what he's got. Ludowici, 1924. Oh, cool house.
Yeah, I like the tile.
Absolutely.
Houses are just awesome.
It's classic, yeah.
I mean, look at the, as opposed to just a piece of fiberboard sticking out, look at the lap boards.
Sure.
On the fascia. I mean, all that adds to the character. Now, it's going to add to the fun of fixing the house, restoring the house, but it adds to the character of the house.
And all the arches in the windows and the arch door.
So when I look at this on an ordering, or trying to locate everything, there's a couple of components up there. I think the bird stops at the end to keep the birds from going up in the tile. That's all going to be easy. Now up on the top where the ridge and the hip meets, they've got a, it's called a three-way, with that little nipple popping up. We need to decide whether we want to go back with those or just put the stops that it's got on it now. If it's the stops that's got on it now, it'll actually look something like what we got over the peak of the door right here.
Have you started looking online for any of this stuff yet?
I have. I've got a few leads.
Okay.
I think I got somebody somewhere that may have some sitting out in the barn. Last one we did, they found it coming off of.
Was it the courthouse?
Yeah, it came off that courthouse.
Came off that courthouse in South Texas.
So I mean, it's just a matter of, I've got about 10 different guys I can call.
Okay.
But it's just a matter of, what we want it to look like, what the ancillary parts, because I don't think there's going to be a problem with the field tile.
Have you looked inside that barn yet?
No, sir.
Or that garage? But he wants to put tile on the garage too. I think we're going to get James and Ricky over here to look at the framing.
Hey Ricky, so we've got this garage building here. We're wanting to match this same Ludowici clay tile to put on there as the main house. First challenge that I see walking in here is that there's not enough structure in this garage to hold that tile.
Yeah, there's not enough beat in there to hold up that extra weight. And you're going to have to do a lot of shoring up on it. And the way this roof is built, it's kind of built its own truss. This old roof, it's a hip and it's supposed to all support itself, so that's going to be work in our favor. And it's about time for a new roof on here. I see several dozen hell dents right here where I'm looking.
So today we're going to do my favorite part of this entire job, of any job really, is framing. and beefing up the framing in this attic. So what we've got here is we've got two giant LVLs, and an LVL is a veneer lamb beam where they take multiple pieces of plywood and they run them. So one goes this way and one goes this way, and they stack them on top of each other, and then it becomes compressed. So this beam is actually stronger than an I-beam. And so today, we're gonna run this beam from one end of this garage to the other to support the weight of the new tile roof that's gonna go on here. Once we do that, we're gonna attach to these beams these 2x6s with these joist hangers to sure it up so it can support the weight. Talk dirty to it, Shorty, come on now. We've got our beam in, the beam's up, it's flush and it's level, but we've run into a snag. And the snag is that the joists that connect to it are not level. They've sagged over the last 100 years or whenever this garage was built. We're going to assume it was built 100 or so years ago. And so what we have to do is we're going to take a 2x6 or a 2x4 and we're going to put it underneath each one of these beams, and we're going to jack it up like a car jack. We use a bottle jack for that to get it level. Once we have that in place, we're going to use this joist hanger that we talked about earlier, and we're going to slide it right in, just like so, and we get it where we want to, and that's how we're going to fasten these joists to this new beam that we've put in this garage.
Yeah, when they were jacking that one up over there, that roof braces on it, you could hear that roof just cracking and carrying on.
It sounds a little scary when they start cracking and moving, but...
And now the roof's level on this side of the house.
Yep, and this whole side here will come back up once we put those purlings in.
Yeah, that's good. Real good. Okay, now about the roof.
They got it shored up. Jose came and looked at it. He just left. He's pretty excited about it. He's complaining about the two-story.
Of course, he always complains about things.
But he's worried we don't have anywhere to get in on this.
Hey, boss.
Yes, sir.
We got that tile out in Goliad, but we gotta go now. They found it down in South Texas. We gotta move now.
It's in Goliad.
Goliad.
It's like 4 hours from here.
Get in your truck.
We
I'll
better
take
go.
your ass.
You know it?
Let's go.
All right.
All right, we'll go to Goliad.
All right.
We're gonna wind up in Goliad, and it's gonna be painted pink
But
or purple.
it's close to the coast. We can go fishing.
Man, 8 hours one way.
Fishing trip. Fishing trip. Love me some road trip. Let's go. Yeehaw! Here for the towel? Hey, you got any towel around here? Come on back. What you got here for us?
It's a whole lot of tile.
Is it marked?
I think I see some on it right there.
It's Ludo, that's for sure. It's out of the Chicago plant. Okay.
What about the reveal?
I don't know.
Oh man, look at this blue one. Hey, jackpot.
Really?
Jackpot.
What'd you
From
see?
1924.
That's the same year as the other one. It's out of the Chicago plant too.
Double stamped on there.
That's triple stamped actually.
Oh
Look.
yeah.
That's really cool.
How long should this tile last?
I mean, this tile's on houses in Italy, and buildings in Italy that have been there for 500 years.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Unless you break them, they ain't going nowhere.
tell a Texas hailstorm drops baseball-sized hail on them, they usually will hold up to just about anything.
So what happens every 5 or 6 years?
Well, what are we gonna? this green one here. There's the color we're looking for. Yeah. See what she's got in there. There's nothing on this one.
That's exactly what we're looking for. How much of it you got?
I got all you can take.
Well,
we got some
tons of it.
We got some good browns in here, Robert, down in this pallet.
and this sure is a pretty place you got here in Goliad, Texas, to be finding 1920s Ludowici tile. No idea the story behind it, right?
No idea.
Okay.
How much do you want for it?
I was thinking maybe $1,000.
And we're gonna have $2,500.
Just getting it out of here.
Getting it out of here, yeah. It's heavy.
Make me an offer.
You said 1,000. Say 500 and a glass of iced tea.
500's a little less than what I was thinking.
It's been sitting on your land for how long? You haven't done anything with it? At least let's put it to some good use.
That's cash money.
Yeah?
I'll do 500 and a glass of water.
Ice?
Ice.
Done.
Well, Ricky, do you know much about Italian tile?
I really know little to nothing about Italian tile, besides they're made out of clay.
So there's a wide variety of roofing materials that you can choose for your home out there, and you're going to be hard pressed to find anything as beautiful or have as much rich history as you do with the history of Italian tile. Clay roof tiles have protected shelters and homes for more than 10,000 years and evolved in the hands of generations of craftsmen. The tile of our house was originally fitted with handmade by the Ludowici Tile Company. The Ludowici legacy of old world craftsmanship started 400 years ago in Rome. Italy, where the family became famous for its extremely crafted clay roof tile. As European demand grew, the family moved to Germany. Today, you can see beautiful examples of this craftsmanship across historic places in Germany, such as Rothenburg and Heidelberg, as well as parts of Switzerland, Italy, and France. These tile roofs have withstood generations of weather and are a very recognizable part of the historic structures across this part of Europe. In the late 1800s, Carl Ludowici moved the family and his old world craftsmanship to America, establishing a terracotta roof tile company in Chicago and later making a permanent home out of Ohio. The list of private and government buildings holding Ludowici tile roofs is almost endless and includes the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis, the colonial capital of Virginia in Williamsburg, Rockefeller Center in New York, the FBI building, National Gallery of Art, and American embassies across the globe. They are also selected to reproduce all of the interlocking terracotta roof tiles that were glazed in real gold on the New York Life building in Manhattan. This tile was made in 1924. It's unbelievable that we are this lucky to be able to find the exact match for the replacement of the old tile. I mean, this is perfect. It's the same thing. It keeps the integrity. It's awesome.
No, I can't believe it.
1924. They don't make them like they used to.
Thank goodness, just guy like me.
This Ludowici tile we found in the barn for 500 bucks. What a steal. Not only that, but it's the mixed one. So we've got the yellows and the greens and the blues that are tied into it. Same year, came over, I think 1927. So it all matched up. It's beautiful. So now it's a matter of getting this thing done. So we got the tile, we're set. All right, guys, let's go to work.
Tiles should be here real soon. We just need to get it going because, you know, just like always, we're a little behind, but, oh, hey, they're here. Southern shingle, we're good. Let's go ahead and get you to pull up right behind this little Honda up here and we'll start getting you unloaded. Looks like we're done. All right. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Thanks for the service.
Yeah, we'll see you next time around. Come on, let's go get to work and get this stuff done. Okay, we finally got the old tile off the roof. We brought it down due to hail damage. There's a number of cracked and broken tiles up there. Part of the rebuilding process is going with new technology. The underlayments that we're using up there will make the roof watertight, whereas back in 1924, maybe not so much. But everything that can possibly be saved off the roof will be, even something as small as a bird stop. All of this, again, is 1924 and around that time period tile. It needs to be preserved and reused whenever it can be. Okay, so we finally got the roof off. Everything should start going back together, great. Now, this is a 1924 Ludowici tile. It's a special tile, it comes from Italy. What makes this tile special is that it's a varied color. Anybody can actually go up there and put a red tile down, but it takes someone that knows what they're doing, like we do here at RJ, to know how to put these tiles down correctly to make the roof pop, to center the colors, to separate it from every other house on this street. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you a little bit how this roof's gonna go down. So now we've got everything off the roof. How it's gonna start out is the underlayment. The underlayment is affixed to it with nails, and if you see here, that's sticky. That's gonna stick to the roof itself. Underlayment keeps the water out. After the underlayment comes a batten system. Battens are laid down, they're spaced, screwed to the roof. Then we come in with the actual tile itself, and if you'll see here, the screw holes, they sit down on top of the batten. After they go down, you have a number of different things that come with it. This is called a bird stop. What your bird stop does is it fits right in here, and it does just what it says. It keeps the birds from getting up in there and nesting. After that, there's hip and ridge tiles. There's a number of different components that you normally wouldn't see in just your standard asphalt roof. There's so many different moving parts to this roof that you actually have to have somebody that knows what they're doing to put this in, because anybody can just slap a roof on. It takes a craftsman to put a Ludowici roof on.
Okay, Walter, well here we are. Thanks to your insurance company and Mother Nature with some big hailstones, we've got you a new roof on this house. You chose this Ludowici colored, multicolored tile. Tell me, where in the world did you come up with this idea?
Well, I used to live in Dallas, and over on Lakewood Boulevard, there's a number of these houses that built in the same time that have the multicolored tile. A guy named Clifford Hutzel was the architect at the time, and I always loved the look of it, and so I decided to try to emulate that in our own house, and I think we came pretty close.
You did well. You've got some very unique taste, and I like it. And what's fascinating to me about this tile is every time we've done a colored roof, whether it's the green one or the blue one, they always show up in a high gloss. They call it antimony is what it's called. And these didn't come that way. And from what I understand, it's a period appropriate that they've got a matte finish to them instead of the glaze from this time period. And it turned out, it turned out really well. Just to recap, we got the garage reframed, we got the tiles on the garage, we added in the copper gutters,
right?
Took out the old ones that were tied in everywhere, fixed all the trim around it. You've got this beautiful new roof. Should last for another 100 years or so.
Fantastic.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Out of sight.
It's a great project. I thank you for the opportunity, and we're on to the next one.
Well, thank you. It's fantastic.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
Jason, thank you.